at what the market had done yesterday and going into the RBI decision today as well, price action essentially told you that expectations of a rate cut were firmer than what these polls indicated. Economists, bankers, CEO, etc. polls indicated, right? Those were more balanced. But just looking at the price action, it kind of seemed like the market was anticipating a rate hike. And thank God, by the way, that we got it. The reason I say that is because an unexpected 25 basis point rate cut resulted in a 30-point move on the Nifty. Right? You would have thought that it was worth more. You would have seen a bigger rally. Now imagine if you actually did not get a rate cut. So I think that is the way I would look at this particular. I think it's a pretty sobering kind of reaction to the rate cut that we've seen today, especially because it was unexpected and especially because it finally got one. So 30 points on the Nifty, 90 points on the Sensex. It's not very much different. I mean, I think post RBI policy, the Nifty added about 10-15 points. That's it, right? You see huge swings usually on unexpected events, but well, not today. Is that telling us something about where we head from here? Maybe the answer is yes. We've been kind of talking about 87.50 being a tight, strong resistance, and I think today's market action makes that point very strongly. So unless you got to get a big global day overnight, which is US, Europe, etc., rallies on something, I think the continuation of sober kind of reaction that we got today is pretty much in line, and we can expect a continuation of that as we start tomorrow morning.
But if you look at the bank stocks across the board, was that reaction a given? Was that something that was factored in?
Banks rallied at one point, but then they cooled off. I mean, if you put up the Nifty bank intraday, for example, you'll see that big spike immediately after, and then there was basically a cool off which came through as well. So basically, finding it tough to hold on to those gains. So on your screen, I mean, the sharp sell-off that we saw as well. So 0.4%, 83 points on the Nifty bank. The backdrop is also kind of important because the markets have done so well, right? We recently sold off from about, 8,900 or so to 8,550. Last week's low on the day when India-Pakistan, that flare-up happened, the surgical strikes, that was last Thursday. The Nifty low was 8,550. From 8,550 in 2 or 3 days flat, we've basically rallied 200 points, right? 87.69, 87.70. So it's had a pretty decent run. So I think in that respect, you can't fault the market reaction. But at another level, you would have expected a RBI rate decision to show up in more than just 30 points that we basically saw in today's market.